So good afternoon, everyone. I'm so happy to be here today amongst you, such a successful, energetic young entrepreneurs. I was told to share my experiences and challenges. So surely I will do that, but today I have learned so much. Uh, just now, Shirish, where is? He summed up most of the thing what I wanted to tell. So sorry, I might have missed your name. Aniket. Aniket, you just took away everything what I wanted to say. So it's so difficult. Okay, and Mandar, thank you very much for that wonderful introduction. And I can tell you, you are really a courageous man. He wanted me to come and speak. I told I'm most unreliable person on this earth. I may cancel it on the at the last moment. He says, no problem. You come. I want you to come. It made me I think I said, Aniket, but are you sure in last moment if I, no, I'm not sorry, Mandar, if I withdraw? He says, no problem, we'll manage. But that was the pressure. I managed to stay back today, though a big visit is happening at my Prayagraj site. Just to start, Mandar told me that day you will be given around 40 minutes. But doctor came and said 25 minutes. I said, okay, now it's a challenge. I have to cut down my 40 minutes thing to 25 minutes. See, I am Deshpande. I can speak. Deshpandes are famous for only two things. Where is my other Deshpande? We eat and we speak. Okay. So don't worry. I'm ready to speak till last person is sitting. But if you're very hungry and bored, please raise your hand and tell, oh, I'm bored. I want to go. See, I was an average student, so I need help of my notes. Because my boss is sitting here, and if I make a mistake, I'm not going to get my dinner. Dare to be free, dare to go as far as your thoughts lead, and dare to carry out that in your life. This was the mantra given by Swami Vivekananda, and I really loved it right from day one. I was told when I was in school about this mantra, and I liked it, and I am following it throughout this. I will give you one story which inspired me most about this young entrepreneur. He wanted to start his lemonade business. Generally, small kids, they want to start their lemonade business. He experimented and found, okay, this combination will work and I want to be a successful entrepreneur. He opened his shop. He could sell only one drink. But he said, okay, give me feedback. Only one person. What do you like? What you don't like about it? He got feedback, okay, it is some sweet or something. Next day improved. Again, sold only 2 cups. Again got feedback. Again improved. This process continued. He continued this process because he was passionate to succeed. That was the key point here. He went on to become a very successful entrepreneur. You must have heard this story. I'm just repeating it because it's an inspiration for me. Do you know who was this entrepreneur? Virgin Atlantic Chairman Bronson. So Richard Branson. Similar stories there about Steve Jobs also, but this was the one which inspired me. And other thing which I will be taking again and again. I'm not a good inspirational speaker or something. I'm here to just share the experiences as told by Mandar. So I will share this experience. Where you are today will not determine where you will be tomorrow. Do you agree with me? I have come across so many stories like this, but the one which I really loved it was this Vadari couple. We had just started our company. A lot of people are here from civil field. They know for foundation we have to start digging. To dig, we generally employ some laborers. But if we were a small company, we required a labor. We engaged them on a measurement basis. Okay, you dig this much, I pay you this much. This couple was very sincere. This Vadari, how many people are aware about this? Vadari is coming for excavation. Okay, well, very few. I will just give a small brief. these couples and their children, they come from Vadar, that is the area in Maharashtra. 6 months they go out to earn, and they are experts in doing the excavations. They come, work, go back for 6 months. This couple started working. I saw them; they were very serious. They whole thing is husband digs, wife will lift the material. They have donkeys, and they will fill the bag on the back of donkey. Donkey knows where to go and dump. He goes, shakes off the bag. Children sitting there will take the bag, put it back on donkey, and come back. Number of donkeys will depend on what was the lead and other things. They were earning quite good. One day when I was that time we used to give the cash payments. I asked him, "What do you do with this money? Have you got any saving? If anything happens to your donkey, what do you do?" He said, "No, I don't have any saving and money I just spend. कभी ज़्यादा पैसा बच गया तो दारू ज़्यादा हो जाता है." अरे अच्छा है. Then पूछा उसको, "Do you want to open a bank account?" He said, "मेरा तो बैंक अकाउंट कोई खोलने वाला नहीं है." I said, "Don't worry, we'll open a bank account and I will start putting some amount in your bank." He agreed to that. We started putting quite a good amount because needs were very less for that person. Got a good, when he had a good balance, I asked him, "What is that your children are doing?" He said, "वो वहीं पे मेरा उठा के बैग उठा के गधे पे रखते हैं." He had a daughter and a son. That person now is one of the biggest earthwork contractors in west of India, particularly Nasik side. He owns more than 50 excavators, innumerable trucks. His daughter is a doctor. Son is an engineer. He is one of the biggest contractors. So where you are today will not determine where you are going to be tomorrow. And I believed firmly in that. I started like that. I come from a very modest family. My father was maybe middle class family. My wife objects to that if I say middle class. But yeah, we were middle class. My father was a government servant. Mother was a housewife. Only thing what we learnt was honesty, stand up for yourself, and do hard work. I studied in all the government schools. My medium was Hindi. English was a big thing for us. This was during this time when my father was transferred to Bhopal. Me and my friend used to walk around and see there used to be a company which was laying the roads with a mechanical means. We were fascinated. Both of us, we decided we will become civil engineers. Maybe we were in 5th, 6th. And I was an average student. So when I told this to my parents, maybe they laughed inside and they said, "Okay, but Milind, you have to score very good marks in maths. Unless you score good marks in maths, you will not be able to get an admission to 9th standard with maths." I took up a challenge. I said, "Yes, I will do that." I got good marks. Got admission in 9th standard, that too English medium. So that was a great thing for us. After that, yes, if you want to be engineer, you will have to score good marks. That was a challenge. Being an average student, I had to put in a little extra work onto that. I will tell you one thing before I move on. As a MP students, that time MP had only 11th standard and only 2 NITs were offering to admit, or we had to join local colleges in MP, which I did not want. So naturally, and IITs were not allowing us to take admission. Got good marks and got admission in NITK. Surathkal, that time it was KREC we used to call, now it is known as NITK. And I wanted to be civil engineer, so I got a civil engineering. Okay, for you, most of you will not, you will think, why the civil engineering is, he is telling. When I wanted to take admission in civil engineering, it was one of the top branches, sought after branches. At that time, all these IT and other things were not there. College was a happy time. We did everything what any youngsters they do. Somehow, first 3 years enjoyed. Next 2 years, we did 5 years. So next 2 years we studied, got good marks. Before I passed out, I had 3 jobs in hand. Now, Mandar said you discuss challenges. So, first challenge was time. Second challenge, really, I faced was this: three jobs. One was army, As- and I was fascinated with army. I am joining army. I decided. My parents agreed. Uh, Everything I was to join at Dehradun. Everything prepared, uniform, everything. Last moment, my mother says, "Sorry, you can't join army. You are the only son. I don't want you to send to army." And by this time, both the offers are expired because every offer you get, there is a deadline. You join by this time. I took the chance. I said, okay, let me ask. I wrote a letter to both of them. Mazagaon Dog agreed. Okay, they said, come and join. And they offered me a job in Mazagaon Dog, Bangalore Yard. Here, Bangalore Yard was the unit of Mazagaon Dog. They were starting to build India's first oil drilling rig. Uh, Maybe most of you will not be aware that by the time India had found the Bombay High is the place where India found the biggest oil reserves, but there was no one ready to give oil rigs to India. There were all those political compulsions. So Indira Gandhi wanted our own rig. I was posted there. Now Mangalore was that time very small place, totally not connected. Only there was a bus connection, and none of my seniors from Bombay, they wanted, that time it was Bombay. None of them, they wanted to come from Bombay and work in Bangalore. As a fresh engineer, I got whole site to myself. I was the boss of the site because there was no one. So only boss who dared to come was director MDL, who was the brain behind this drilling rig and connected product. So we used to discuss, he will give me some task, everything. There were contractors, contracts were finalized. I was getting the work done. One day he said, Milind, would you like to have lunch with me? Come with me. And anything free that time was great for us. I said, yes, sir, I'm coming. And that one, I'm a Deshpande. Over beer, he asked, do you know who is your boss? Sir, you are my boss. No, no, who is your ultimate boss? I said, you are my ultimate boss. You have signed my appointment letter. He says, see there, it is signed on behalf of president. So your boss is president. Now you tell me one thing. Will your ultimate boss know what you have done a project with 100% quality but delayed it? Or you have done with a reasonable quality and delivered the project on time? I got the message. I said, yes, sir, I agree with you. I will. It was happening was because I was stickler out of college youngster. I was stickler for quality. There's no one to guide me also. So project naturally was getting delayed. A lot of architects, they can relate with me. I got the message. He said civil is always a secondary branch. You are not the primary this thing. You will be doing work for someone else. It will be used by someone else. So make sure that you do a reasonably good quality on time. And that became my mantra thereafter. That was a big learning for me. I had to cut down now. Okay. Let, in Bangalore, just I will tell you one thing. This one story, it fascinates me every time because it gave me a feeling that I can do something. This was how many of you have been staying near the sea or have seen very, very rough sea? As an engineer, yes, I was very happy. We are working within the breakwaters, and whatever activity happens in sea, nothing much will happen here. Works were going on at its own pace. We were meeting the targets. It was month of May, I think, where the monsoon strikes, and sea became very rough. When I went and saw with my one more boss had joined, rather my senior, he had joined with me. He was from the local place. We went and saw, and there was a heavy erosion on the shore. I asked him, "अरे यार ये क्या करने का है इसको?" I also don't know. He was from Udupi. He says, "I also don't know." We called our boss in Bombay because they must have seen. He says, जितना कचरा है वहाँ पे उठा के ले जाके डाल दो वहाँ पे, sea erosion रुक जाएगा. I said, okay. We tried that. But it was really bad sea. Nothing mattered. Then panicked. What to do? He said, you do one thing, float emergency tender. I think most of you may not know, how many of you work with government? Yeah, you will know sometimes there will be some emergency tenders and tender process and other things. Emergency tender. We floated tender at 2 o'clock. It was in at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock awarded. Okay, that person, he started supplying immediately, but it is not sufficient. Every wave comes, dhadam, it takes away a lot of soil with it. What to do? Uh, we said, what to ask boss? He says, give it to L2. Okay, we gave to L2. That also didn't matter. You give to, then we decided to give it to L3 also. It happened. Nothing was happening. What to do? Then we found some, that time cement was shortage. And we were doing pipe coating also. We were getting cement from Korea. One bag of cement will be 3 tons because it has to be lifted and poured into the. Some bags had solidified. So I told my boss, I am lifting this and putting it in sea because we were not supposed to do it because those bags have to go back as per their import and other regulations, which we were not aware. We took and put it in the sea. Somehow, whatever we were getting, we put it in sea, and ultimately, like a movie, villain is going behind heroine and about to kill her, and hero comes and holds from behind. Like that, it just came, and few meters away from the rig, it stopped. We heaved sigh of relief. Then naturally everyone said, oh, well done, well done, well done. But sir, immediate inquiry. How this was given to 3 people at 3 different rates. We were all fresh. When we explained to them, okay, this is the reason, this is how we had to do, and we were exonerated. Okay, you are out, everything dropped. That gave me a confidence. Remain honest. If I am doing something right, everything will fall in line. With that in mind, okay, all these things were happening. I was very happy. My biggest goal that time was to get married to a nice girl. And I was in Bangalore. My mother said, called, that time no phones. One day I had called her from office. She says, Milind, if you want to get married to a real nice girl, you change your job, come to Madhya Pradesh or Maharashtra. Otherwise, you will not get married. I said, this is a real dhamki, we have to change. I joined the company in Bhopal to manufacture insulators. But there were a lot of challenges doing that project. I completed that project with all the challenges and ultimately got married. Biggest goal achieved. So, okay, after that, by the time I had finished my civil construction, everything, and I was enjoying. I used to go late, leave early, and with Meera, I used to move around. And Bhopal being a small town, everyone knows what you are doing. He said, okay, beta, तुम बहुत ज़्यादा मजा कर लिया हो. He called me one day. Milind, see here, I have a problem. We have this insulator making machines which are supposed to produce 800 insulators, but they are producing 200. Can you help? I said, okay. This is my habit, okay. To start anything with yes. I said, but I don't know anything. He said, no problem. I will teach you. Took 3 months, took that production to 800. I was happy. One day my chairman came and he says, he was talking to my boss, Dr. Kashi, this factory looks over-designed. Everything is empty. And mind you, that was a blue chip company of that time, and no one speaks to the chairman, and lowly placed engineers like us, we had no way. Deshpande being Deshpande, I said, sir, next time you come, you will not say this. He gave me a dirty look. Next time, then after that, I told my co-workers, this is the challenge I have taken. We have to show him that this is not under-designed now. We produced 1800 insulators per shift, and whole factory was filled with insulators. He came, appreciated, but he said, please don't produce more insulators, do the design capacity. All these incidents, they gave me a time. Where is my timer? Okay. This gave me a lot of confidence. Okay, I can start, means I can do anything if required. And even a person, when he is ready to join army, he knows he has to be ready to do anything what he wants. But when we were doing all these things, everything I set it right, everything was happening. Again, I'm free. My mind won't. I think someone told, no, Aniket, yeah, if you don't have challenges, again, growth, again, I saw no growth, no challenges. I started searching for a job. And this is where I got my dream job in the company which I was looking for. This company's name was Recando. Most of you from Bombay or that region may know Recando because it was the only leading company in India, biggest, and they were the pioneers in doing the mechanized work, which I was fascinated in my childhood. They were the only experts who were doing the airports at that time. I joined that company. They said, okay, you go, you are posted to Balasore. Now, Balasore, you are aware about Balasore, Chandipur? Most of you will be. It's a Agni launch center. That time I didn't know where the Balasore is. We went, then what to do? We started searching, ढूंढो किधर है करके. Mira, me, my father, we are searching. Then somewhere we came to know this should be somewhere in Orissa. Caught hold of a Orissa guy. He said, take a train to Kharagpur. From there, go to Nagpur, Kharagpur, then go to Balasore. I reached there. I was lucky actually to do a lot of projects for first time in India. Agni was being launched that time. First time Agni was scheduled to be launched. And my task as a Recando was a road company to provide all the accessibility, proper roads, and when Agni has to be transported, almost like a runway road has to be provided, and evacuation roads. We were given targets. There were a lot of challenges. You are all entrepreneurs. Every challenge will be there. Raw material is not there. Manpower is not there. And the worst part was I was given a plant which was older than my father. Tippers were older than me. Rollers and pavers, you can say they were ancient. But with all the challenges in small town where nothing was available, we could complete it. Got good name for ourselves, for my company, earned good profits also. Everything was going properly, and there again one challenge I faced. I'll just cut it short. I was told to launch Agni. Prime Minister has to come. And you have to create a compound wall near the helipad which we had constructed, 400 meters compound wall in 3 days. Most of architects, others can understand 3 days is very impractical target, but I was given the freedom. It was a small wall, not a compound wall. It's a fencing wall kind of a thing. We created that wall in 3 days. Okay, bosses said, okay, fine, you have done a good job. Same night they called me when I reported this, Milind, there is an issue. You have to create a dining hall. Again, 3 days. I said, sir, dining hall in 3 days is not possible. He says, take 4 days, but complete it. Again took up that challenge. We had to do a lot of bribing, lot of incentives, other things, and got bribing to the labor, I'm saying, not to the department. See, the most lucrative bribe for them was liquor. You do this, get this bottle. This is the money you're getting. Money was not that attractive. Attractive was more. Anyway, all those stories, if I have time or question answer, I will tell. Created that. It gave me a confidence that we can do anything if required. And again, mind you, I was working for a company which was doing road work, not even the building work. They had confidence. We created it. It happened. Got a good reputation also. Okay, this fellow can do something if it is told. One day my boss came and said, Milind, there is an issue. I said, what happened? My headquarter is asking me. He was at Hyderabad. He had come to Balasore. Headquarter is asking us to do something which don't fall under our principles. We don't agree to that. Certain things they asked us to do which were not correct. What do you want to do? Well, you have two choice. You can't get a job so fast. And second thing is we start our own company. Give me one day. I'll come back to you. Went back to my boss. Because it's a risk. It has to be taken together. I asked her. She said, yes, go ahead. Whatever you want to do, do it. I'm with you in good, bad, anything. And that is what today I am standing here because she supported me every time. No business goes through up every time. There are going to be downs, sometimes very bad downs. She stood by me. That time she said, okay, go ahead, do whatever you want. I went back to boss. I said, I'm ready, but no, I don't have capital. He said, okay, mobilize whatever you want. Remaining, I will give you as loan. That was a God sent gift to me. I said yes and jumped into that pond because I knew that pond was safer for me and it was under my control. And that's how I started my company. It's uh, here because there were certain things which we did not like to stand with our principles. We took this stand, and absolutely no other reason. If that company was doing properly, maybe I would have continued in that company, which was actually L&T offered to take over that company. All those things it happened, but no consequence here. First job we got was in Manali. Above Manali, there is a place called Bhang. These are all difficult places where limited times are available to do the work. By the time we started that work, I had to resign and go there. We received another work that was in Ojar Nasik. I think most of you will know Ojar Nasik. It's a MiG factory there, Air Force Station. So we got a job there. This job was top secret job. Now I am discussing it because it is already declared and whole thing is in public domain. That time it was a top secret job, totally classified. Who can go in, who cannot go in, your background checks, your whatever you say for that top confidential projects. And the biggest condition was whatever we are doing, other than compound walls and roads, whatever we are doing should not be seen by the satellites. Satellites were going around. If they take any picture uh, and they are able to make out that some construction work is going on, we were in trouble. Yes, we were supported by a lot of camouflage experts. We are not camouflage experts. We were supported by them. This project was created, and when it was declared to the world, even we were not aware when it was declared to the world by our Prime Minister IK Gujral, everyone was shocked. India had created a facility which America took years together, and India did without being noticed in 3 years. My contribution was only to make buildings, but it's, and again, that chemical to destroy it took 25 years. UN observers came and that chemical was destroyed. Simple words, it was 1 ppm was sufficient to kill a person instantly. Instantly. Now, this is what happens with when you have confidence. We were given some work, I was doing that work, it was very important for this chemical. That time I was not aware. I'm just telling you because now I know about it. They started production. Rather, just they started production and they realized something is required. Night 8 o'clock, I get a call. Come, we have some urgent work. I went there. All top bosses of DRDO were there because it's a project where top bosses were totally involved in this. They said, we have to construct this tower that is around 10 meter by 10 meter, but height is 15 meters. You can understand for 15 meters, we require good foundation. We just cannot do something without a proper foundation. I asked, how much time do I have? Again, it was actually their dialogue used to be yesterday. So, when do you want it? Yesterday. So, okay, they said, we'll give you 3 days. I said, sir, what? It's not possible. 3 days. I said, minimum I need 10 days to just give you the structure so you can put whatever you want, some big, some separators and other things were required. negotiated 7 days. Completed it in 7 days. Nasik is very cold during winter season. It was November, December. It was so cold you can't hold the reinforcement rod also. But somehow we again incentive method works. We completed it, everything, everyone applauded. Very good, very good. Yeah, in this one thing I'll tell you, they really gave us very good amount. Because having produced the thing, they were not stingy in giving money. Generally, government departments have this habit. अरे यार, you have done अभी 20 रुपए के जगह 10 रुपए ले लो. They were very good. If I told them I have spent 10 rupees, they will give you 10 rupees. No questions asked. After doing that, we were all happy. Chalo, we have done a good job. Let's party. Because I am not the only one who is working. I am only the person who is maybe a bystander. There is a team. Said we'll have a party. Party in Nasik. Ojhar was in our own mess. You prepare food, veg, non-veg, whatever they wanted. Have some daru or something. By the time I reached there, my house was there, got ready, and I reached there. There is a message: come back to site. So these are the things which make you confident. Again, they wanted 3 more agitators to be made. Again, airtight. Totally waterproof. This 2A building also, the 10-meter building was required. If there was a leak of that gas, 5-kilometer radius, everyone would have died. I mean, that kind of a thing. It was so dangerous. Same thing, they said, same chemical now, we are bringing it to this agitator for further treatment. It cannot leak into the groundwater because it is going to destroy every living thing there, around area. Created that also within their required time. Got a lot of good reviews, good thing, moved on. But again, board, what to do? We are doing the same thing. Same one client, same thing, same bosses. Then I thought, okay, diversify. Rakendo was doing airports, runways. So I got hold of one of our friends, senior person. I said, I want to work in your name at Calcutta Airport. He gave me his credentials. We tried to get the document. It was very difficult for me to get the document. Somehow we got the document. Ultimately, when we quoted, we became L1. Work was not allotted to us. Only condition which there was a thing was, my old company Rakendo gave a conditional discount and they got the work. I was furious. I went to him and I said, I want to go to court and teach them a lesson. But yeah, young fellow, sit down. He said, see, first thing is, you are no one to punish or go and fight anywhere, just like that. See, God is indicating something to you. First, He did not allow you to take the tender, made so much difficulty. After becoming L1 also, you have not got the work. Take a clue from this. Back off. Backed off. Though I was not very happy with it, that work, which was of 6 months, went on for more than 3 years, and Rakendo lost heavily in that. So in the beginning itself, God saved you. And this is my next mantra which I follow every time. Look for the indication from the God. God talks to you. Whoever you are following, God talks to you. Only thing is we need to concentrate and listen. I can give you n number of incidences, but I am now going to cut on that and move on. How much time do I have? I think I have not checked the time. Otherwise, आप लोग उठ के चले गए तो मेरा मुश्किल होगा ना. फिर I have to be. When I was furious, no, this gentleman had told me one story which just stuck to me. This story can be put to any god or anything. He said this pujari was so devout. In a village, he took care of that temple, everything so well. And everyone said, yeah, very good pujari, everything. We have puja.com also. So they will, you will understand how pujaris are devoted. Some pujaris will be very devoted and they were just for the god. He was like that. One day there was heavy rain. Villagers came and said, Pujari ji, aap chalo, flood aane wala hai. He said, no, my God will save. Okay, they went. Water started rising. It came up to the temple bottom. Other volunteers came. Pujari ji, chalo, jana hai, baad aa raha hai. My God will save me. Water started rising. He climbs up somewhere on the temple. Water is rising. Another rescue group comes. Pujari ji, chalo, abhi pani bahut ho gaya. God will save me. Like this, it goes on to the top. A military major comes in a boat. पुजारी जी अभी हो गया, इससे ऊपर आप नहीं जा सकते हो, चलो मेरे साथ, नहीं तो डूब जाओगे. God will save me. Dies. Then he goes to heaven and says, God, what the hell? I have prayed you, done everything I have done for you, and you have given me this. He says, Beta, when I sent my people to take you out, you didn't listen to them. Again, I sent my doot to take you out. You didn't listen. In the end, I came myself as a major, but you didn't listen. What I can do? It is up to you. So, listen to God. This is what is my one message. This will not be covered in any of your motivational talks or anything. This is my experience, and I believe in that. Then next significant thing, we shifted to Bangalore. We were supposed to do a work. 95 we shifted. We were a small company then. I still call my company as a circus company. We put our tent wherever we have the work. Work is over, we'll take it, put it somewhere else. So it's kind of a circus company. Hathi, Goda, our excavators, material, everything will go along with us. So, came to Bangalore. It was a work, very prestigious work for National Center for Biological Sciences. Some of you may know it. Architect was Raj Raval. Architects can, I think they will know Raj Raval. He was a very famous architect. Complex building, we were doing it. But apart from complexness and other things, we learned two things in this very, very prominently. Is civil engineering and contract management, which really helped me grow in future. That time we used to say, where are we stuck? These people don't know anything. No civil engineering, nothing. They want something. Sometimes, sorry, I'm not saying this about all the architects, but this Raj Raval was very finicky. We first put the slab and we opened. There were so many beams in one room, 7 beams in one room, and all triangular beams. We opened, everyone, all chief engineer, everyone, अरे यार क्या बढ़िया काम है, सब कुछ हो गया. Raj Raval comes. He says, "Hey, this is not a straight beam." I said, "Yes, sir, it is not a straight beam. Beam cannot be straight." He says, "No, I want straight." In civil engineering, anyone connected with construction? Okay, in civil engineering, what we do, if beam has to be straight like this, before casting, we just lift it. It's called initial camber. When the load comes, beam becomes straight. They wouldn't allow us to do it because they were not aware how the civil engineering works. We faced huge problems for everything. There will be a problem, there will be something. And we had a long running arbitration. Third advantage came. We got almost 50% money of the contract value. But we learned a lot of things. Because that by the time I was thinking, oh, I'm a civil engineer. I'm 4th rank holder in Mysore University. I know all the civil engineering. But I had to relearn the whole thing. So we don't know everything. We need to relearn the things, and this will help. And that helped. Again, with this experience, we could take up other works, bigger works. I'm not going to touch upon that. But again, it came. Runway was our passion. I told you, it's like I was passionate with that. We were stuck with works of 10 crores, 15 crores, something on that line. Now, to break out of that mold, in our type of work, when we work with government, there are certain qualification requirements. You have to meet that to get that tender. So when we are at this level, I cannot suddenly go to this level. So thing is, earlier they used to say, no, 2 business houses, they get their children married to have the synergy. So we have a joint venture. It's called joint venture. We approach a bigger company, work with them, get credentials, and move on. Again, everyone was opposed to it because what I was proposing from 15 crores to 50 crores, my even no one was ready to believe that we are in position to do it. We went around asking for joint venture. Most of them said, "Ki, we will not be able to give it to you." One company agreed. We finished. Bangalore is a tabletop runway. Uh, I think you are all aware about Mangalore, that accident. That famous accident happened on the runway. We completed it 4 years. It was under use. Why I am telling you this is when accident happened. First blame comes on the contractor. Contractor is a bad word all over India. Means okay, अरे यार ठेकेदार है, छोड़ो. That kind of a thing. Everyone said the runway must be the problem. International agencies checked it in absence, means in without us, and it was declared one of the best runways in India. It was the first concrete runway done by us, best runway. Challenges were from operating 30 cubic meter plant to 220 cubic meter plant. Those challenges, yes, but we could break out. This is one thing which I keep getting. I just get bored if something is not there. So we started going up. Today we are able to do works on our own for 400 crores. So this is how we rose. It's not that something comes to you and you become. We faced a lot of difficulties, but we rose. All these years, like maybe we have reached this level after completing more than 60 runways, and till now, nowhere any defect has come in my runway. Nowhere I have gone back to maintain it. One runway, Guwahati runway. How many of you have worked in Northeast? Any idea about Northeast? How is the place to work? Very difficult. None of the projects in Northeast get completed on time. Very, very rare. And we were one of them. That Guwahati runway was required very urgently. We mobilized more than double the machinery, tackled everything and completed it. Got a appreciation letter from Chairman Airport Authority and Secretary Aviation. So that is the thing which gave me confidence. These were some challenges I faced. I had to decide where I had to cut down. Okay, let me talk a little thing about failure also. I will just put it very lightly. Nagpur Airport. How many of you have gone to Nagpur Airport? Have you seen the old airport? Old airport was very old, maintained by CPWD. Our task was to improve that old airport and make a building all around the airport to expand it. We did lot of work, went around everything, hard, cold, whatever Nagpur has got to give you. 14th April, it's a birthday of B.R. Ambedkar. The name of the airport is Ambedkar International Airport. They wanted to inaugurate on 14th. Natural activities happens, cleaning, this, that. We had completed the work, everything going on. For next day morning is the inauguration around 10 o'clock. In the arrival hall, where you arrive, on the side you see there are the inauguration boards. So inauguration boards were fixed, everything decided. Around 12 o'clock we went back, hotel was nearby, we went back to hotel. Around 1 o'clock again call comes, sir, pura ceiling gir gaya. Our whole ceiling in arrival area came down. Only reason was none of us as an engineer went up to see what was there. Plaster was almost 2 inches thick, and we put the fasteners there and hung the whole false ceiling. It came down. There was a failure. You all agree? Now how to tackle? Anyone wants to answer what you would have done? We erected some false walls and told the airport authority, time spent here is not more than 10 minutes. Because we have to ensure that we can't allow them, because again something happens, I don't know. Brought the minister, got it inaugurated, took him to the arrival area. whole thing was taken care. Like this, failures do come. We do fail. Only thing is we don't talk about it. So failures will always teach you the lesson which you must have heard 100 times. अभी कहाँ तक आ गया यार, बहुत लेट हो गया, ठीक है. Only I can tell you is build your network. Network really gives a big advantage. I explained to you about my joint ventures, and that is how we grew. But everything starts with passion. You have to be passionate about what you want to do. I am a passionate civil engineer by maybe the choice, and I'm ready to do anything, any challenges. Today, not to tell this thing, but if there is a problem, people do consult me, okay, what should we do? Not because I run a company, as a civil engineer, and I am famous for that, okay, this fellow is not fit to be a contractor. A lot of people have told me, you are not fit to be a businessman. Why are you in business? How much money do you need in life? Who wants to answer? Sir, you want to answer?
You need to take care of your lunch, dinner, and your family. That's all. And keep grounded. I think so. That's the basic thing of living. And go with the day. Challenges are going to come. They're going to hit you. Don't bog down. As he said, you have a challenge, a ceiling falling, image of the company, image of an architect, image of a contractor. My father is a railway contractor. We are a very big firm in Nagpur under LK Goyal. We do rail works. I'm nowhere associated with it. I'm the first person who stepped out from my family and I got into investment banking.
Yes. How many of you believe that what he has told is correct?
Plus vacation.
Yes. Why not? Yeah. Everyone has a different need. But you tell me, okay, I'll tell you how it happened with me. I was traveling to Goa with this friend of mine. He is one of the biggest landowner in Bangalore and builder. I don't want to take his name. We were sitting in airport lounge discussing. Then this he was going to buy an island in Goa for whatever project he wanted to do. It came down. It was around 15 years ago. It came down. How much money do you need? I said, I need huge money to do anything. He says, no. With my experience, I will tell you, on that day, if you are earning 3 lakh rupees a month, it is more than sufficient for you. You can travel business class. You can go to 5-star hotels. You can wear best of the clothes. You can have best of the vehicle, best of the house. What else do you, and all your medical, everything is taken care. What do you need more than that? I said, yes, you are absolutely correct. But don't we think that we are all greedy? I thought, okay, someone tell. It's very easy to come and tell someone, okay, yeah, what money you have is sufficient. Sir, do you think that your money you have is sufficient? No. So I was also like that. Okay. Then when he donated his 100 crores to the charity, that time I realized what he was telling me that day. Anything more than this with you is not your money. You are in custody of that money. You spend that money in a way God shows you the way. It's the way of God. You are privileged by the God. Take care of your needs, greeds, but beyond that, give back to the society. I'll tell you one simple story. Why I am telling is time. Okay. My time. I was seeing one timer here, but anyway, my daughter, she wanted to be. She wanted to be on the front page of Bangalore Times and Bangalore Mirror. Okay. I said, okay. She worked hard. She was a national level gymnast. She was world champion in fitness. Junior, she was junior world champion. Don't look at me. I was also fit at one time. So Ultimately, she appeared on Bangalore Times. She was Miss that Bangalore Times, on Mirror, everywhere because of her achievements. Then I asked, have you achieved your goals? Now tell me what after this. You have achieved your goal. For what? I want to get this. So what? Okay, got it. What do you want to do beyond that? When you set your goal, please think about it. I am setting my goal for something, whether it is in line with what actually I am going to need. Because this clinic is doing 1 lakh patient, I will do 5 lakh. Fine, I'm not saying anything. But by doing that, what is the difference you are making to yourself? Please add to your goals. Remember, every successful person starts at the bottom. No one, maybe if someone, Anil Ambani or someone who got their things, but you have to start at the bottom. If you start at top, you come down to bottom. Take calculated risks. I am not saying ki you should be risk averse and take blind risk. Take calculated risks. Believe in yourself before you take. Remember that setbacks will always teach you something. Setbacks or failures are not opposite of success. Do you believe? So don't be afraid to, okay, I have not achieved or I have not reached somewhere, fine, but you have learnt a lesson. I will encourage all of you to take that bold step today. Make that call, what you are waiting for, or at least write down some goals, what you want to do. Start taking that step today. I will be seeing a very, very successful entrepreneur in coming few days. Just take that one step. Where you are today will not determine where you are going to be there tomorrow. Please keep it in mind. Fly high, be a successful, all of you be billionaires. I would like to see how our country is improving. Okay, I am open to any question answers. I have been boring you for quite some time. Yeah, please, yeah.
The challenges you faced, must have faced a lot of challenges for the airport building for the Ayodhya.
Yes.
Because it was politically motivated and you must have had a lot of pressures. Would like to hear on that.
Yeah, Ayodhya, the actually building is not done by us. Runway is done by us. But runway had big challenges. We had a deadline. Ayodhya airport was to be inaugurated in September. Ultimately, it got delayed towards December, January, main building. But my target was September. And this was one of my first EPC contract. EPC contract means we do the design, we do the procurement, we do everything and give them, okay, take this, give my money. We did, while quoting, generally we do the design, everything was ready when we went there. Soil conditions were totally different. Political pressures are going to be there. And Ayodhya, everyone is a politician. So these are the challenges we have to face. But what happens over so many years, now you get used to it. There is a big power of negotiation. Whom do you think is the best negotiator in our country, which is available to you? Okay, anyone else? Best negotiator?
Our Prime Minister.
Prime Minister? But will he come to negotiate deal for you? Okay, anyone feels, who has got the best negotiator? Okay, they negotiate with us, no doubt. I realized, I'll tell you one small incident if I have time. We were working in a place called Rajgir. Our reputation was, if no one is ready to go anywhere, send them. Rajgir in 2000 was one of the worst places. Bihar itself was very bad. Rajgir was one of the worst place to be in. Every day you must have seen so many laborers killed in mines, so many things killed, so many kidnappings happening. Accepted the challenge. That's my weakness. I start everything by saying yes. And that is what I learned. You start saying anything, say yes, do it, you will be able to do the job. Went there. My 2 engineers were killed. My 4 or 5 vehicles were burnt. Damaged, you can just forget how many things were damaged. But again, persistence and confidence. Coming back to the negotiation, your best negotiator is Mahatma Gandhi. Do you understand? Because certain things I can't be. And this Mahatma Gandhi's negotiations helped me a lot. We negotiated, it was the heart of CPIML activity because that village where we were working will belong to the CPIML leader. CPIML, that is a Maoist group, terrorist group. I was under death threat for so many days. When we went to DGP and asked to give us protection, he says, "What you are talking? We are not protected. Go and fend for yourself." Mahatma Gandhi came to our rescue. We negotiated. Ultimately, it is negotiation, and you have such a big tool to negotiate. Negotiate. I'm a Rotarian, and whatever possible to do the good for the country, we have for the society, we keep doing it. Just before coming here, we were discussing we have 10,000 plants. If you have, anyone has, it's a fruit-bearing plant. If anyone wants to be planted them into their land or anything, if you give us the land, we'll plant it. So we can take it offline. So we are open. That's why I said how much money you need. Beyond that, you have to spend. You don't have to wait. And personally, with my wife around, who is quite this thing. Okay, this is for charity. This is for this. You don't go around here and there. So even the temple fellows, they come and ask, "Okay, madam, मेरे को ये चाहिए करके." Yeah, it's a very correct thing. But I was talking in the sense that when you're setting goals, there should be something in it for you. And it should be very clear what you want. Madam, can I take one question? He's been waiting.
Gaurav, you can take offline. It's already 2. We have some 5-10 minutes more to go.
Okay.
That's why. I'm
Thank
sorry.
you very much for patient listening, and I'm really thrilled to be here. And I'm really, actually, I was very nervous when I started. All of you are fabulous. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I think life is a big teacher, and here is one big teacher we received today. With his experiences, we learned a lot. We'll just take your 5 minutes more. I know we all are hungry. Nice smell, I guess, but we want to thank you, sir. Milind, sir, can you just come in?
Yeah.
Yeah. We really want to thank you for coming here.
Thank you.
Sharing your experiences. Mine, I have listed a lot, so thank you. A small token of compliment.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mandar. Hope I have not pulled your leg too much. So I took it for granted. Thank you.